Got through the right end. Where's all the tanks?
Nice wrecking.
An area-wide community service of Greater Fall River Cable TV and Whaling City Cable TV, with anchors Jim Phillips and Monique Bourgeois, and Paul Santos with sports. Now, from Battleship Cove to New Bedford Harbor, News Center 13.
Good evening, I'm Jim Phillips.
And I'm Pamela Martin, in for Monique Bourgeois. Investigators say they expect to complete their investigation into a major weekend fire at Lincoln Park within the next several days.
That fire burned for several hours Saturday afternoon. It destroyed the famed Lincoln Park Ballroom and several adjacent buildings. The amusement park has been empty for several years after the owners went bankrupt. Lincoln Park is now owned by a local bank. On this weekend, instead of calliope music and the screams of children, it was only the sound of crackling flames and the sirens of fire engines. The thick black smoke could be seen for miles. The Lincoln Park Ballroom and adjacent buildings were on fire. Those buildings had been empty for almost 3 years. Fire officials had feared the wooden structures were inviting targets for vandals.
Fire waiting to happen. The place and the fire just waiting for the time. Today was the time. Just went because of the heat. The main fire was in the old tap room, and it just blew up with so much heat inside there. It just disseminated right down, so it all went by conduction into the rest of the park.
Firefighters from Westport and New Bedford were called in to help, but the intense heat and flames raged out of control for nearly 3 hours.
Put it down. Put it down easy. Put it down easy. Just leave it right there. Get back.
This fire destroyed several buildings here at Lincoln Park, but it also triggered memories in dozens of spectators who stopped here to watch the blaze. Jennifer Alves grew up in North Dartmouth and visited the amusement park as a child. She lives now in Rhode Island. She saw the flames while traveling to visit her parents.
Well, whenever I come back to Dartmouth, I always look at Lincoln Park as some kind of landmark. So it's definitely a tragedy, I think.
I used to come to the fights down here and all that, and to see it burning to the ground in front of me, it's really something else.
Veteran radio reporter John Aberay says the Lincoln Park Ballroom holds memories for him and his wife. While in the service, he met his wife there in 1952.
I started talking with this one young lady who, after a while, I started dating quite often, and then, of course, I married her, and we've been married for over 30 years now, but it all began right here.
Investigators say privately it appears Saturday's fire was set. They say there was no electricity at the park that could have sparked an accidental blaze. Also, they say the fire spread more rapidly than normal.